Hello everyone, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 12 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches in NXT history with match number 39 on our list, which is the NXT title match between the champion Andrade Almas and the challenger, Aleister Black, from the NXT TakeOver New Orleans event held on April the 7th of 2018. NXT TakeOver New Orleans, one of the best takeovers in company history, in my opinion. It's an absolutely great show, top to bottom, excellent match after excellent match. This one certainly being one of those. So at this point in NXT, we talked about this match already. Andrade beat Drew McIntyre for the NXT title at War Games in what was quite the shocking upset. It felt like NXT really striking while the iron was hot. And here we had Aleister Black, who had come up, was a really hot act at the time, seemed like a great choice for the next champion. And once again, the question became, would they strike while the iron was hot once again? Will the super hot act of Andrade and Zelina Vega possibly get the call up to the main roster? Would they continue and have a more lengthy title run with a heel on top? Lots of questions to be answered with this match. And this match is so great because it's a title match, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. It is very, very hot. It is relatively compact. It doesn't go a long time. And it's in a way very similar to Andrade's match where he won the title from Drew in that regard. Interesting kind of sub note, watching this match now back in 2021, we know the relationship between Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, Andrade's manager, that they are married. Also, if you are an AEW fan, you've seen Andrade, as well as Aleister Black, as Malachi Black, get paired up in AEW, kind of with that, unspoken, relationship that they both have, with Zelina kind of being that middle person to bring them together. This match, right from the get-go, it establishes a really fast pace and that these guys are going to go out guns a-blazing, that this isn't going to be a long-form title match, like the one Andrade had with Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Philadelphia, that these guys are going to war and somebody's going to come out on top. And we established that right out of the gates as they both charge at the bell. Aleister Black gets a couple really quick kicks in that, Almas bails from. Aleister teases a dive, and he would typically do this move where he would do like a moonsault in the ring as and kind of go down, into his cross-legged pose, like, his tease of the dive. But he almost brains himself doing it here. It's very scary. Thankfully, he recovers okay, though, and follows it up with a pretty crazy moonsault to the floor. So, he scraped by that one with the skin of his teeth, thankfully. Really quickly, we establish Zelina as the difference maker. She hits her Hurricane Rana off the ring apron, sending Black flying into the steps, back in the ring for a real quick 2. So immediately she makes her presence felt, showing that, Andrade knows he has to finish this match quick because Aleister Black has that one-shot knockout power with his finishing move, the Black Mass. And Andrade knows if he gets hit with that, it's game over. So he has to work quickly here. The longer this match goes, the more susceptible he could be to that strike. He goes on a great run of offense. He hits, that Wizard of Oz move, where he hangs Black through the ropes. Follows that up with the Minoru Suzuki armbar hanging in the ropes. Gets a great springboard drop kick. Goes for a reverse tornado DDT, which Black counters out of. And then in something I thought was super, super cool, Andrade repeats that same offensive sequence with the Wizard of Oz, the armbar, and goes for the springboard dropkick once again. And why wouldn't he? It just worked for him. And, if he could go through this sequence again, then, maybe he'd be able to hit that reverse tornado DDT. But the flip side of the coin is he just hit that sequence. So this time Black has it scouted, and he's able to block the springboard with a pretty sick bicycle knee, one of his signatures. That allows Black to start rolling with offense. He gets a bunch of strikes. He gets a lion salt. But he goes for a sunset flip powerbomb. You can't powerbomb Kidman. You can't sunset flip powerbomb Andrade. So he hits the back flip out of it, follows that up with a big German suplex, hits the Kota Ibushi moonsault, where the opponent rolls out. So he lands on his feet and hits the moonsault the second time. We just saw Charlotte try to do that at Survivor Series against Becky Lynch. But, he hits it awesomely here. That's one of his signature moves. We get a big strike exchange between both guys where they both incorporate their signature strikes. Andrade gets the spinning back elbow. Malachi Black, Aleister Black gets the bicycle knee, and they both hit head kicks in stereo for a double down. Really cool stuff. The crowd's unglued. This is all firing on all cylinders. Then we go into, you know, Andrade kind of trying to go for broke, goes for the double knees. You know, Aleister Black, I want to keep calling him Malachi, I apologize. You know who I'm talking about, though. So Black is able to counter that, goes back up to the top for a moonsault. He's used that moonsault quite a bit throughout this match, but he gets thrown to the floor, and Andrade hits just a beautiful, like, springboard from the inside to the outside, twisting tornado dive, which was gorgeous. And then in something I really, really liked, they go to the callback to the title win. So Andrade goes for the title belt. That allows Zelina to sneak in the ring, hit that short Hurricane Rana while Black is on his knees. And, you know, it's only good for 2. So, again, you know, a big spot they used in the match where he won the title from Drew. Makes perfect sense that they would go for it here. You know, Andrade sees that he maybe has the match in the bag at this point. He goes for El Idolo, the hammerlock DDT. Black counters that out into a roll-up for 2 for a great near fall, and out of nowhere nails him with Black Mass. So good. You know, they build around Andrade kind of being fearful of these kicks and, you know, trying to avoid that throughout the match. He gets nailed with it out of nowhere, completely bite on it as the finisher, but Zelina Vega, again, making her presence known. She puts Andrade's foot on the ropes, and it only gets 2. Again, nobody kicked out a Black Mass. Andrade certainly wasn't going to do so here, but it gave us a great near fall, added on to the interference storyline that we had rocking at this point, and, you know, protected the finisher as well. So totally okay with that tease. So what does Malachi Black do? You know, Andrade rolls to the floor. He goes for that moonsault once again to the floor, but Zelina again making her presence known. This time she's able to grab Aleister Black by the foot, and that allows Andrade to hit a crazy Tree of Woe double stomp to the floor, roll him back in, hit the double knees, only good for a 2. Again, a really good near fall. Goes for El Idolo again, but Black gets out of that, goes for Black Mass. This time Andrade sees it coming, hits a big drop kick to the back of the head that knocks Aleister out to the ring apron. Andrade follows him, hits the double knees on the apron into the ring post, a callback to his match at TakeOver Philly with Gargano, rolls him back in the ring, and tries for the rope hang El Idolo, which is the move that he used to win the title from Drew. Malachi Black counters that, hits a back body drop to the floor, hits a big flip dive, but as he's coming back into the ring, Andrade hits the shock El Idolo as he's coming through the ropes, only gets 2. Crazy, crazy, crazy near fall. I loved it. Crowd bid on it. Everybody's hot. At this point, Andrade doesn't know what to do. El Idolo didn't work. The double knees didn't work. The double knees into the post didn't work. What does he have to do? He has to go back into what brought him to the dance, which is Zelina Vega. She goes up to the top, goes for a cross body on Black with the referee distracted. Aleister moves. Andrade actually catches her coming down, and in one of the coolest, most clever finishes I've seen, that leaves him open, unable to protect his head. He gets nailed with Black Mass, and it's enough for the 3. Aleister Black becomes the new NXT champion, and what I just said brought him to the dance. What revitalized his career, Zelina Vega, what brought him so many wins, finally comes back to bite him in the rear end. It was her that ultimately led to him not being able to block the Black Mass to take that kick to the head and to lose the title. A great title run for Andrade. We're not done talking about that on this show yet. And it kicked off, what would ultimately end up being a short title run for Aleister Black, but a big moment for him as well. And like I said, looking back on this match now and seeing their relationship, it's cool that this match happened when it did. This is a great title match, a great title change. Like I said, super hot. One of the best NXT shows ever. Hot crowd. You can't ask for anything more out of this one. You can find it on Peacock. If you're internationally like myself, you can find it on the WWE Network. You can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube so that you never miss a video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50. And please join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's Top 50.